I'm Claudia Catania, and you're listening to Playing on Air. You're about to hear The CLAM by playwright and Broadway actor Amanda Quaid. This world premiere comedy is the second-place winner of Playing on Air's 2019 James Stevenson Prize for Comedic Short Plays, underwritten by Josie Merck. The CLAM features Tony Shalhoub and Kristine Nielsen. Mr. Shalhoub is a Tony winner for Broadway's The Band's Visit and a multiple Golden Globe and Emmy winner for The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel and Monk. Kristine Nielsen is a two-time Tony nominee for Broadway's Gary, a sequel to Titus Andronicus, and for Vanya and Sonia and Masha and Spike. CLAM is directed by Moritz von Stuelpnagel, who's helmed Hand to God and Bernhardt Hamlet on Broadway. As you'll hear, it's recorded in front of a live audience at New York City's Pershing Square Signature Center. And now, The CLAM. In a small office, a therapist sits across from a clam.
So this is how it works. I unburden myself to you.
Are you carrying a burden?
I've never done this before.
That's okay.
I'm nervous. I feel moist. A little...
Clammy?
I'm not fond of that expression.
But, I'm sorry.
I guess I should start by saying this isn't going to work for me if you make jokes. I don't like cracks about coming out of my shell or clamming up or whatnot. Just some of this stuff, it's hard enough to talk about without...
I'm sorry. I'll be more mindful.
Thanks. I know you were only trying to lighten the mood and allay my anxiety. Where do I begin? I'm not happy.
Not happy?
Not happy at all.
For how long?
Like most of my life. I'd say 250 years, maybe. A while. And to make matters worse, I'm supposed to be happy. I'm supposed to be like the happiest.
Happy as a
clam, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say it.
No, well, that's different. That's part of my pathology. So yeah, we need to speak those words. Mm-hmm. Happy as a clam. What a sham. I can't go on like this. They tell me I could have another 100 years in me. I know it's not a long time, but frankly, it feels like an eternity in my condition.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah. So I'm seeking help, as they say.
How did you find me?
Oh. Near where I live, there's a recycling complex. Sometimes scraps of paper make their way to the sea. And I saw your business card. Yeah. It floated by, and I saw it. Figured, why not try?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I'm glad you did. So, why aren't you happy, Clam?
I feel stuck, for one thing.
Say more about stuck.
Like there's nowhere for me to go. Absolutely nothing to aspire to.
Do you have a partner?
No, I live alone. Among the barnacles, who are not the most erudite conversationalist. I'll put it that way. And it's lonely. Even when I do encounter other clams, Look, the expression I asked you not to use...
Feeling clammy.
No, the other one.
Clamming up?
Yeah, right. I mean, a cliche is a cliche for a reason sometimes. Yeah, they're just not that talkative.
So, you're lonely?
Not just lonely. I'm alone. A lot. Sometimes I prefer to just stay in my shell and think.
What do you think about?
All the things that could go wrong.
Such as?
Well, I've known a lot of clams over the years who just disappeared. And we don't know what happened to them, or where they went.
Wow.
Oh, you have no idea. It happens all the time. One day you're there, the next day gone, and no one can find you. No shell, no trace, just gone.
Oh, that must be frightening.
It is. And the thing is, they're no different from me. And you just don't know what they did to deserve it. And you ask yourself, do I do those things too? Is there anything I can do or not do to not have that thing that's done to them be done to me too? You see what I mean? I go spinning in an eddy of my own anxiety. But I suppose you'll tell me I can't control my fate. Is that what you're going to tell me?
Yeah, I'm not here to give you advice, Clam.
Okay. But in your professional opinion, is there any path to happiness for somebody like me?
You know, there's a theory that there are, in fact, 5 paths to happiness.
Oh, yeah? What are they?
Pleasure, engagement, relationships, meaning, and accomplishment.
Oh, let me just let that wash over me for a second. Okay. Pleasure. I assume you mean sensual pleasure, the pleasures of the palate. Well, I'm a filter feeder, and the less said about that, the better. So, yeah. So, yeah, there is no pleasure in my life.
Well, what about the pleasure of the cool water on your shell? Does it feel good?
Well, that's, I never thought about that. When you say feel...
I mean the physical sensation.
Oh, I don't really have those.
Oh, I see.
So, engagement...
Well, being engaged is doing of something you enjoy. Some folks call it being in flow.
Well, I'm always that, so yeah. I go with the flow. Literally, wherever I go, I'm in the flow. Can't get out of the flow. It's like all flow.
Oh, and do you find it satisfying?
No. I try to get out, actually. I guess I'm engaged when I'm doing that. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but my tongue is also my leg. Did you notice that?
No.
Yeah. You can see here. You see how it's also a leg? Right. So I use that to dig into the sand and pull myself around to try to break the flow. That's, I guess you could call it engaging. And yet, it doesn't bring me happiness for some reason. What were the others?
Relationships?
I have children. I know that.
Oh, well, how many?
Like in the high tens of thousands.
Wow.
Most are dead.
All with the same partner?
Wouldn't that be nice? No. We just kind of spray it all around and hope it sticks. Sorry to be crass. I don't mean to shock you.
No, I've heard it all.
Yeah. I would imagine.
Yeah. Meaning?
Meaning what?
Meaning is the next item on the...
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. I was thinking about someone.
Oh?
Someone I could have really settled down with long time ago.
Oh, a she? Someone?
A she, a he. We change sometimes.
Well.
Some of us do. She changed into a he. That part didn't matter to me so much. It was more the nihilism. I mean, me, I see a bird flying overhead. I'll at least try to will my way into an oncoming current to get out of its path. But he, it was almost like he wanted to be eaten. He'd just sit there. I found it upsetting. So I left.
I see.
And since then, nada, in terms of relationships. And meaning? What is my meaning? I ask myself that question every day. One lone cockle floating in the void, man.
Well, what about accomplishments? Surely you've done something that you're proud of.
Ha! You ain't talking to an oyster, lady.
Come again?
I said I'm not an oyster, in case it wasn't totally obvious.
Say more.
I'm not a conjurer, a whiz kid, an iridescent ovuloid of art and craft and high ideals.
I don't follow.
Okay, I'll break it down for you. An oyster, in her native splendor, takes a grain of sand and turns it into pearl. That's what she does. And it's not even like she even tries. It's just what she's born to do. Eat, sleep, and leave a little razzle-dazzle in her wake. If I could accomplish even half of that, I'd be a happy clam.
I never saw it that way.
Your earrings, for instance.
Oh.
Don't think I didn't notice. Are they real?
Yes.
They look real, don't get me wrong. I can usually spot fakes. You know how you can tell a fake pearl?
How?
Too perfect.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. But those are perfectly flawed, perfectly beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Can I hold one?
You want to hold my earring?
Is that out of bounds?
I don't know.
That's okay, forget it.
No, maybe we should talk about why you want to hold my earring.
Forget it, it's not a big deal.
Well, it seems like a big deal to you.
I guess I just wanted for one moment in my life to feel like an oyster instead of a clam.
You've never held a pearl?
Certainly not.
Well, what do you think it would do for you?
It would give me a taste of what life must be like on the other side.
The other side of what?
The other side of me, I suppose. The me I know is in me, but obscured. The me that could make something marvelous out of a measly grain of sand.
Then I think you should hold it.
Really?
Yes. Shall I just hand it to you?
Would you put it on my tongue leg?
How does that feel?
Good.
Good.
You can take it back now.
Oh, are you sure?
Uh-huh.
Well,
Go.
hip. Oh. Well?
Well.
How was that for you?
thrilling at first. I mean, a wave of pure joy and satisfaction, pride even, I would say. But then, it's not so easy to keep a pearl in your mouth.
No?
No, it's cumbersome. You can't articulate. It gets crowded in there. If I'm honest, I found it a little distressing. Yeah. And I mean, imagine lugging a pearl around for however long oysters do before it's discovered.
If it's ever discovered.
Right. I mean, when you think about it, you could spend your whole life with a pearl in there and maybe nobody would even find it. Imagine that.
What do you make of it?
I mean, we just see the pearl, but the hard part, the drudgery, that stays concealed. I never really thought of that before. I don't know that I would like that very much. I don't know that it would be for me.
Sounds like an insight.
I've been jealous of the wrong thing all along. Is that what's called a breakthrough?
I think so.
I had a breakthrough.
You did, CLAM. And as for accomplishments, well, I think just getting here today could be considered an accomplishment.
Yeah, well,
Yes?
I feel not happy exactly. It's not that. I feel lucky all of a sudden. Lucky and a little bit grateful. Is that something that can happen in therapy?
Some folks call that happy.
Well, then, I'm happy. As a clam can be. I'm happy as a clam can be. So are we done?
You just heard The Clam by Amanda Quaid, directed by Moritz von Stuelpnagel and featuring Kristine Nielsen as the therapist and Tony Shalhoub as the clam. That actually looks good on you.
I'll take your word for it.
Thanks, everybody. Amanda Quaid, playwright. Do you remember the genesis of coming up with the clam as your protagonist?
I do. I was researching James Stevenson's cartoons, and he makes a lot of use of animal idioms, taking them very literally. So I decided to riff on that. I made a big list of animal idioms. I wrote a terrible play about a cat who had a collection of tongues that he was trying to pawn at the pawn shop. This was a better option. So I wrote this play about a clam. Yeah.
So are the 5 paths to happiness something trending I managed not to know about? Or did you distill millennia of possible paths to happiness to these 5?
No, that's a theory.
Yes,
it is a theory. I forget whose theory it is, but that's a theory.
I like it. Do the 4 of you respond to one of the 5 a bit more than the others?
We're all miserable sons of... So I don't know what to do.
Well, the clam complains about his nihilist friend who just goes with the flow. As artists, when is it, in fact, good to go with the flow? And when is it advised to head upstream?
I think it's a balancing act in, over a period of a long career. You really just have to go by your gut. I think there are times when you really have to be flexible and the opposite of rigid and the opposite of immovable, because things are always changing so quickly. The landscape of what we do changes so quickly. And then on the other hand, there are times when you really do feel like if you don't swim upstream, if you don't take a risk, that you're just sort of going to rot on the vine from complacency and inertia, I think. Sometimes you want to just make a decision to do something a little bit outside your comfort zone or way outside your comfort zone and risk falling flat on your face. And sometimes it's within the work.
You sure don't want to be a barnacle, that's all I'll say. And that's the alternative, I think, and some of it, is that we stay too careful sometimes. Mm-hmm. And so it is that balancing. And the CLAM gets a little bit of both and is trying to find that path. I kind of admire that.
Mm-hmm.
And how about you when you have to direct people that aren't taking those risks?
I think everything that we do being in front of people is not something that we are, cultural to want to do. There's thousands of years of evolution to say, please don't get up in front of people and make a fool of yourself. And that's exactly what we ask of these guys. So I think the first thing for me is always just compassion for the amount of risk I know they are taking. I'm actually not taking a risk. I get to sit out there. These guys have to sort of do everything. And so then my job is to figure out how do I create opportunities for them to have their risk pay off, have their risk be exciting, and try to sort of be a safety net in rehearsal for whatever risks we want to take as a group, I think.
And I say very much because I've worked with Moritz that he's also like a horse whisperer, CLAM whisperer, maybe. but I feel that directors, the ones that we love and cherish, are the ones who know how to push us and when to push us. That you can damage people if you do it too soon. It's a balancing act, and it's having the sensitivity and the openness to be prepared when it is time to shove somebody out the door, or on the high wire.
Yeah.
Go for it, and blessedly, I always felt that it was great to go out on the high wire and thrilling when I was working with Moritz. So.
I could talk for a really long time, but we can't.
Oh.
So another time, I hope. It's really been a blast and a privilege listening to you record today. Thank you, playwright Amanda Quaid, director Maurice van Stuelpnagel, and theater royalty Tony Shalhoub and Kristine Nielsen. You've been listening to Playing on Air, Great American Short Plays with Great American Actors. Associate producer, Michelle O'Brien. Literary manager, Bonnie Antosh. Literary assistant, Aditya Pratama. Marketing and communications manager, Shelley Horwitz. Theme and play music, Tom Cochan. Recording and sound design, John Kilgore. Audio editing, Julia Melfi. This play was recorded live at the Pershing Square Signature Center in New York City. Special thanks to its staff and to our stage manager, Arabella Powell, John Weston for house sound and live system design, Mike Tracy, live system associate, and Rachel Kreidberg, audio assistant. We invite you to visit us on Facebook or Twitter. Go to our website at playingonair.org, where you can stream our recent short plays anytime. You can listen to lots more on podcasts by subscribing to Playing on Air on iTunes, Stitcher, or any podcasting app. For Playing on Air, I'm your host, Claudia Catania. Thanks for listening. If you're a long-time Playing on Air listener, you may already know a little bit about our James Stevenson Prize, which honors 3 original short comedies and which, as far as we know, offers the nation's largest open submission prizes specifically for a new short play. The competition celebrates the generous spirit and ongoing legacy of a true Renaissance man, James Stevenson, a legendary New Yorker cartoonist, illustrator, humorist, author, and playwright. He did it all. As we launch the spring 2020 season, we're looking forward to sharing 2 of last year's winners with you. Amanda Quaid's The CLAM today, and Jason Gray Platt's Human Resources in May. We're also, I would say, ecstatic to announce that the Stevenson Prize is officially back for 2020. All the details, deadlines, and official contest rules are available now on our website, playingonair.org. It's all thanks to the generosity of sponsor Josie Merck, our hardworking readers, and our artists. So tell your playwright friends, tell your comedian friends, and get writing. The winner of the 2020 James Stevenson Prize might just be you.